at the same time, at the same place. You must survive this nightmare to know the true end. I know, it's the thesis statement from the B scenarios in Resident Evil 2, but hey, it's a good attention grabber nonetheless. But anyway, hey everybody, this is Double RPG, and welcome to another episode of Double RPG Let's Play with Ninja Gaiden Sigma on the PS3. Ooh, we got a golden scarab there. But anyway, in today's episode, we get back to where we left off, and we are going to make our way to the caverns finally. And I think we will get up to the first sub-boss, and then we'll stop from there. But anyway, let's get on with the episode that's already in progress. And we got a Life of the Gods down there in the water, and we also got a golden scarab. And let's go ahead and make our way down. Let's go ahead and make our way forward, and we should be able to get over to the caverns finally. But of course, there's going to be some bats there that are going to interrupt us, and we have the Dragon's Claw and Tiger's Fang, or Dragon's Fang and Tiger's Claw, or whatever you call it. The dual blades with us. Yeah, change things up a little bit. I mean, sure, I like using the Dragon Sword a lot, but hey, it's good to change up your weaponry from time to time. And going through that hole, I think that will take us into the first part of the caverns. Now, when we get to the first part, well, we got a map also, but there are two parts of the caverns. One that is one that's all covered in ice, and one that's all covered with that's more like inside of a volcano. So there's one that's hot and one that's cold. And we are at the part where it's cold, so we're in the ice cavern right now, and then we should get to the fire cavern once as we make it over there. But we are going to get stopped by these guys, so let's go ahead and show them who's boss. But like I said, just be careful when you're fighting against the red dinos. Just you don't want to get caught like that, you know, of it grabbing me and taking down a lot of my health. Just be very evasive, like you would be with any enemy, and watch out for their back attacks or whatever. And we also have some purple lesser fiends that are going to give us trouble too. So I think we better go ahead and equip the Dabalaro sword, and we should be able to defeat them a lot faster. Of course, we could use the Warhammer, but hey, I like giant swords a lot better than scythes. So. It's just a personal preference, so don't take it personally. I mean, if you like scythes, I mean, I'm sure there's a lot of you who do like scythes. If you want to be like Death or something, or any certain character that wields a scythe, kind of like War does in Darksiders, which is another game that I think I might be doing for an LP in the future, but we'll have to see. And I think we defeated the red dinos and the purple lesser fiends already, and that box gave us a Life of the Gods, another one. So that's two we got in this episode so far. Now, if we go down here, of course, there are going to be some purple lesser fiends that are going to give us trouble. So let's go ahead and let's just put the smackdown on them like we normally would. And there aren't a whole lot, and as you can tell from the timer, that there isn't a whole lot to beat. But of course, if you don't defeat all the enemies under the time, you will not get the bonus points. So it's kind of a darn shame too. Okay, Dragon's Claw and Tiger's Fang, that's what it is. And now those walls with the ice covered on them, you can break them with the giant weapons like the Dabalaro sword or the Great Hammer, or the Warhammer or whatever. And you can also use the Incendiary Shuriken to blow them up too, if I'm not mistaken. But hey, it's always better just to strike at things with giant weapons. Now we can go down this way, and there's going to be some more purple fiends we're going to have to fight. Oh, and I've also forgot to mention, too, that this part of the chapter, there's going to be a lot of backtracking inside these caverns here. So it's not going to be as tedious as, say, the last, back in Chapter 12, I think it was, when we were inside the aqueduct. It's not going to be that tedious. But there is, you know, still quite a lot of backtracking to go through in this level. Oh, whoops, why can I not get up there? There. Now we're here here we are in the ruins, and what we need to do is we need to get over to the fire cavern on the other side of that wall, but we'll have to backtrack our way. And there's the Shield of Vigor, which we'll be using to open up a door. And once as we get to that one part, we are going to be pushing down that bowl to that's on the other side of that wall in order for the magma to flow over to the ice cavern. And with the intense heat that is, intense freeze that's going on our side right now, that will freeze up the magma, and that will turn into a cog, which we will need. Cog. No, I'm not making any Gears of War references, so don't mind me. But yeah, it's going to turn into a huge cog that will open up a door to the, I think it's to the boss of this chapter, if I'm not mistaken. Now, if we use the shield right here, that will, if we open that up, it will take us to the fire cavern, finally. Or the magma cavern. Now, inside that pedestal right there, that is the third piece of the stone tablet that's that needs to go on to that pedestal that we saw in the Twin Serpent Plaza. Yes, that is the third one that we've been searching for all this time, and believe it or not, it ends up in the magma cavern. So now we got all three pieces of them, and we want to get our way back over to Tyron, so that way we can go through the whatever warp pedestal that they have there at the Twin Serpent Plaza, and then we can make our way back over to the Hayabusa village, believe it or not. So, okay. Now, nope. We have to that door right there. That is where we need to go to get to the boss. But I forgot that other that cog wheel that we have to get. That is for a door to another sub boss. Yes, there are. Oh, excuse me. There are two sub-bosses in this level, so we have to defeat them in order to get their to get the items that we need to open up that door, and that will lead us to the boss of that chapter. And yeah, of course, there's some red dinos here, so I know what's going on. So hit them with your heavy weapons, and then they should die quickly. You think they could add some variety with the enemies, like a lot more? I mean, this is all we've been seeing. I mean, I want to see a new version of the red dinos, or a different colored dino that's more deadlier than the red dinos. I mean, I know there's the Triceratops creatures, but I want to see something that looks more like them. You know, that has the that sort of has the anatomy of a T-Rex or a raptor. And here we hit that switch, and that will give us some platforms that we can jump on, because, let's face it, there's magma below us, so we need to be careful. Now, if we jump across there, that will be a pole that we can, you know, hang on and just jump across. And here we are at a Muramasa shop, finally. And I think it's a good time to get some more items, too, and try to upgrade the wooden sword. And now we got an Armlet of Fortune. And we did that after we gave the 40th Golden Scarab. Now, I think I mentioned this before, but I'm not going to be able to get, the Laser Saber Mark II or whatever, the Lightsaber Mark II or whatever it's called. But yeah, like I said, I get close to I got close to 50 before, but I never even got 50 once. There's a few places that I need to check again in order to get that, because even though it's for a short time, you don't keep the strong weapons. I mean, with the harder difficulties, you will get the Dark Dragon Blade, but you don't get to play it in the next playthrough. Kind of like how you get the Laser Saber Mark II in the original Ninja Gaiden. How you can play it in your second playthrough along with that armor piece that you get. And if we go up here, there's a treasure chest right there, and right down there, just below that that teetering platform, there's some platforms that are down below, and that will lead us to another Golden Scarab right over there. So let's go down here real quick and grab it. And here we got it, and let's go ahead and move back up, and let's take those teetering platforms. Oh crap. Ugh. Like I said, with the bad camera angles comes really bad platforming! Hopefully they fix that with Ninja Gaiden 3. Or else I'm gonna be pretty upset. Although with Ninja Gaiden Sigma 2, Ninja Gaiden 2 and Ninja Gaiden Sigma 2, there seemed to be a lot less platforming involved, if I'm not mistaken. I mean, there was some platforming, but it seemed to be more ground-based, and it was more linear too, if I'm not mistaken. yeah, that game was extremely linear with the chapters that you go through, and sometimes this game just feels a bit non-linear, although there is linear progression because of the story that's taking place in the game. So, and I'm just piddling around here because there's some bats that we can kill for some extra essence. And here we are in the ruins again. Now we can knock over that. Yeah, we just knocked over that the big, huge pot of mold or whatever magma. So that way that cog can be made. And let's go ahead and make our way back over to the other side by going to the ice cavern. And like I said, this is the part of the level where the backtracking really starts to kick in. But don't let that. But like I said, don't think it's a pain as chapter 12, because it isn't. But there's still quite a lot of backtracking. But it won't take that long to get through this chapter. I assure you that. Okay. We need to get a running start here. There we go. Okay. Well, we don't need to go there, so let's... there we go. Okay, let's go ahead and make our way back. And normally I would just cut ahead, but it doesn't really take that long to get through the backtracking and all that. So let's just go ahead and just keep moving forward. And let's go ahead and give him the extra golden scarab. And we have to hit that platform again in order to make that other platform come up, or the other set of platforms to rise. So there we go. But yeah, I'm not going to even bother fighting against those red dinos in the magma lake. And as you saw right there, you can just jump across that gap to try to make it to that platform, since you don't have to kind of strafe while hanging on that side there. So I think that was good to at least keep the flow going. So okay, now we can go ahead and head back down here. But of course, the kicker with going back to the when going to get the big iron cog is that there's going to be a new path for us to take, and that's the Cog of Vigor. And if we take this path, it's going to lead us down to the first sub-boss. Let's go ahead and save right here real quick, and we should be able to make our way to the sub-boss very shortly. You have to excuse my mic, and well, we get another golden scarab right there. Okay, now we're down here inside this small little arena, and that is the sub-boss right there, and it looks like a big giant yeti with no back feet, but it has some really gaping sharp teeth at the front. I know there's an official name for it, but I'm not even gonna bother. But yeah, this is the sub-boss. He's pretty easy. I mean, of course, you will have to watch out for some of the attacks that he makes, and he will jump around to try to evade you when you're attacking him. So just like with every boss or sub-boss, just evade him the best, kind of like I'm doing right here. And we should be able to take him down very short. Oh, come on! That's dirty! Just chewed on me. Jerk. But he's not going to survive for much longer, because we are going to put the finishing touches on him, and he is going to miss his last meal. But of course, this won't be the last time we will fight against it, as there will be another time when we're going to fight against this beast once more. So, and I know this is one of the main bosses in Ninja Gaiden Dragon Sword, but for this game, there's a second time we're going to fight it, and we will do the same treatment as we did with this one. And beating that, we get the Eye of the Ice. So, as we got that item, or now that we've gotten that far, let's go ahead and end things off right here. So next time on Double RPG Let's Play with Ninja Gaiden Sigma on the PS3, we are going to pick up where we left off, and we should be able to go find the Eye of Fire and then we'll see if we can try to make it to the end of the level, but we'll have to see. Anyway, if you not have done so already, please be sure to follow me on Facebook and Twitter, as the links are in the description, and be sure to subscribe to my content because there will be more every single day. And anyway, just take care of yourselves, gamers, and I'll see you on the next episode. Oh, and don't forget to comment to tell me what you thought of the episode. But anyway, I'll see you guys then.